So today on Project Shop we have this very unique meter can panel type deal. Now I've actually come across, this is my third one I've ever seen in 13 years of scrapping electrical gear. And I've actually showed one of these to an electrician one time, and he was like, you know, what the heck is this? And that looks dangerous, because it absolutely is, which is the reason why I absolutely love this thing. I have two more of these up on the shelf that I've kept just for the fact that they have these super sketchy disconnect type deals. Like, I mean, just like getting in here and operating these, if you slip, you can almost touch these things and blow yourself up, which is super sketchy, and which is one of the reasons why I absolutely love this thing, because you know we're here for the sketchiness. Okay, now another thing I like about this is the wiring. I can always respect someone that does a good wiring job. It looks nice and neat and clean and not just crap everywhere. So not much we're going to get out of this thing, but since I already have two of them, I'm not keeping another one. This isn't something you could really sell, and I just wanted to show you how you can get copper from the meter can. So this obviously was like probably a 3-phase meter, because normally they only have 2 prongs. Now I used to actually have 4 brand new in the box old school meters with the dial before they went to that digital crap, which would have been cool to have. You know, you can kind of just swap them out as the month goes on or whatnot. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, we're going to get this up on the operating table and see what kind of copper we can get out of it. It actually has, hold on, let me put this up on the table real quick. It actually has interesting wire down here. It's one cable with a bunch of wires, so I'm interested to see if I can run that through the wire stripper and recover. I think that's one wire, yeah. So I'm hoping I can recover that. But we're gonna get in here and recover all this. This looks like #1 copper to me. And then I'll show you in here, these sockets here are usually all copper. So we'll get a little copper. The can's actually aluminum. And then we have some steel, which really ain't worth crap. I'll get the camera set up and we'll dive right into this. Okay, we got the patient up on the table. First thing we're gonna do is go ahead and trim these wires. I'll try to keep this thing from bouncing. I think if I could just clip these here close enough, yep, there we go. We'll run that through the stripper, see how much copper we get out of there. Let's go ahead and cut the other side of this. Now the other ends, we can use my favorite tool, the flathead. Y'all know how I love that flathead. Looks like iron. Gotta come out anyway. Okay, so I think I'm going to need a smaller screwdriver. Maybe I might be able to get this one. Yeah, I need a small tip. I absolutely hate using manual tools when it comes to scrapping. Scrapping's all about efficiency, and you really need a set of drills and impacts. I don't have a big selection of flatheads. They're actually getting hard to find in the stores. Okay, we can get a full cut. You can't, well, I haven't seen in the ones around me a full selection of flatheads in a while. So we can go back to the big one. That's what I'm talking about. We got more flatheads and wires on the back side. Okay, we'll just we'll clean this can up first, get this thing liberated. Big flathead. Oh, it's one of them safety things. I mean, don't ask me how I know, but I actually know how to pick these. Now we need a number 3 Phillips. Woo. Okay. Of course, it wants to strip out on that one. Let me see if I can't get straight. I was coming in on an angle. Why? Broke it off too, but we got it. Okay. Nice chunk of aluminum. And this is all, I'd send that rate as prepared steel. We'll throw that up on the scale real quick. Almost ran off with my maggot. Yeah, it had these little doohickeys in the back there. It's all steel. Now, this is actually on a big block of this like insulation type stuff. Oh, look at that. 30 amp, whatever. Oh no, look. It's got stuff underneath. I wonder if we're going to be able to get that shit out. It makes sense why they would leave a couple of these open. And being that there was a whole plate, it's not like it got hot and fell out. Looks like it might be a brass screw. If I can get that plastic off of there, I'd almost call that number 2 copper. Woo! Where's that maggot at? Yeah, it's got a little piece of brass, but we have to find an easier way to get them things off. We might just crush them. Maybe they'll crush in the vise. That's easy enough. Okay. Now we just got to worry about seeing if we can't get this stuff off the bottom. Oh yeah. You know, you got to revert to the old when in doubt, beat it out method. I think we got most of them except for like 2. Okay, now we can clean this up. Okay, let's see what we can get out of this now. I mean, that's a nice little chunk of number 2 copper. If you clean that up a little bit more and remove that brass, it'd be like number 1, but we'll let it slide for number 2. Most yards would probably not let that go. But I'm going to add it in with a bunch of other number 2. It's not really going to matter. And we got more flatheads. Man, I hate flatheads. I thought we were over this in 2024. Oh. Shoot. Got to do it right, or I don't know if that's copper or not. Yeah, that's copper. Just got to pull that flathead out of there. Let's see if that's copper. Yep. So we're doing some serious micro scrapping. Now it's easier to take, actually it's going to be easier to take these off while it's on there. So you might as well do this side first. Ah. My flathead is just too big. Oh! Okay, I'm liking that. These might be stainless screws. Ah, I messed up. Once you get that loose, this thing wants to go all over the place. If you find the right process, it makes things so much easier. It's like these are different screws. Oh man, there are micro screws. I don't even think this flathead will get those. Oh, yeah. We're gonna have to up our flathead game. I'm gonna have to look online or something and get a good set. because unfortunately I do come across this stuff, and you don't want to be sitting here doing this by hand. Unless you got nothing better to do. Okay. It looks like copper washers. Yeah. Okay. Same thing with this. Copper washers. Now we'll cut all these little copper ends off. That can go right with the number 2 copper at a much higher price than this number 2 insulated. Okay, of course the GoPro died, but we're just about done. All this is number 2 copper. Okay, that can go there. I mean, these washers are minuscule, but it is part of it. All these little clip-ins. These look like stainless screws. Yup. Let's run a magnet real quick. Okay, there's that. There's the stainless. There's our number 2. And then we just have this number 1. We got the little bit of number 2 insulated. That's not even going to weigh. But we can take this over to the wire stripper and see if we can't recover some copper. First, we'll see about clearing this case. Cord in the middle, it's just fiberglass. We had 2 wires that jumped off the track, and the machine, once they get flat, it just won't strip it. But we do have the technology to get all the copper, and that is in the form of the Strip Tech Model 1000. It is going to needle it up a little bit, but it will allow us to recover the copper. No problem. Copper has a weird braiding on it. Not like just regular, not just like regular stuff. Well, it ain't much, but it got all the copper out of there. So let's see what all this weighs. We got 40 pounds. I'm gonna call that prepared steel. $396. .999. Wow. Almost a pound of bright and shiny. Now the stainless and the wire, that's negligible. We ain't gonna worry about that. We'll add that. That'll add up some other time. 2.31. That took me, I mean, I was probably messing with that for like 20 minutes, if that. I had a couple camera changes, so that took the longest part, but breaking that down, you could probably break that down in 15 minutes or less. If you're micro scrapping, you know, if you can make $20 to $30 in 30 minutes, you're still making a decent hourly wage processing this little bit of stuff. So let's see what I made in 20 minutes. Okay, here's the breakdown for that. We had 40 pounds of prepared steel, 0.095 cents a pound for $3.80. Bright and shiny, 0.99. I get $3.75 a pound. $3.71. The number 2 copper, 2.31 pounds at $3.55 a pound for $8.20. And then the old sheet, $3.96, 3.96 at 60 cents a pound, $2.37, for a total of $18.08. in 20 minutes. So if you times that by 3, it's about $54.24 an hour. Honestly, that's not bad for micro scrapping. If you can keep that up, or even like if I had a bunch of stuff and I was just going at it, tearing it down, you know, like you throw the wire to the side until you add up more from some other stuff, and then you go ahead and strip it, you know, and like then you're going to come across a bunch of stainless and a bunch of number 2. It may not add up here, but at the end of the hour you might be pushing 60, 70 bucks an hour, you know. You just got to keep moving with this stuff, and definitely have power tools. If you're taking this stuff apart with you know, the flathead screwdriver here, man, you're gonna be here all day and you ain't gonna make money. It's all about being efficient. Even with the little tedious micro scrapping, you could still pull a little bit of money, you know. And $54 an hour, put in a good 8-hour day, man, you can pull about $433. So, you know, in my opinion, not all scrap is good scrap, but most scrap is good scrap. You can make some decent money, even with the real tedious stuff with the freaking flatheads that nobody likes, you know. So, come this far, thanks for watching, stay tuned. I just did a breakdown. We got some stuff cooking off in the kiln. We recovered some really interesting computer boards. I don't know, it looks like a lot of gold, but you'll have to stay tuned for that video, and more micro scrap and mayhem, because we are literally going drum by drum and gonna get rid of everything that's over there. And you know, if we can pull these numbers, hey, maybe we can make 500 bucks a day micro scrapping. We're gonna find out. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dance. You ever seen your copper dance before? Wow, look at that. Oh, look at that. Oh, it's peeling back the gold. Dag, look at all that. Is that like a big copper chunk? What do you think about these boards, man? It's like a bunch of gold pins